Hello, this is Danny from CG Dreams, and today I'm going to be going through the basic principles of rigging inside Cinema 4D and how the weighting and the joint system works to binding your geometry to the bones. So I'm just going to go straight in there right with it now to make this quite short and sweet but informative as possible. There's two scenarios that I've set up. One scenario is when we've got the complete body. In this particular case, it comprises of the torso, the neck and the head. There's very blocked forms. And the other scenario is where we've actually got separate objects, the torso, the head, the neck. And in this particular case, we've even got a pair of glasses as an accessory. Now, you'll notice that when I've got individual objects that I wish to have assigned to one rig, I have to make sure that they are all inside a null. It's very, very important, otherwise this will not work. If you've got one single object that's to be rigged and you want to apply that rig to the bones, it's a simple case of just selecting that rigged body, select all the bones, go to the character tool, command and bind. It's done. Now when I select the head and I rotate it, you'll see that the head rotates. Okay, that's that scenario. But what happens if you want to include some accessories? And in this particular case, this body is not inside a null. There's going to be a bit of a problem there. Now, if you were to apply a weight tag to this, I'm going to copy this weight tag that I've already got on the body, the control key and drag and drop. Inside this weight tag for the glasses, I only need it to be assigned to the head. So I'm going to select everything other than the head. For the joints, that's fine, that's done. If I was to go to this skin object, you can see here that nothing's been included in there or excluded. This is because the skin is already being part of the child of the parent here. In this particular case is the complete body. But I want to include the glasses in this, so surely shouldn't I be able to just drag this skin object out and lock it, and we can just drag and drop the complete body and the glasses into here. Make sure it's on include. If that's the case, I should be able to go for the process now of binding the weight to the glasses for the head bone. And we do this by holding the shift key, double clicking on the weight tag, and what you'll have there is you'll have this shown. We just select the head bone, we go to options and then click apply all, and then what's done is the weighting has been 100% applied between the glasses and the head bone. That's done. But when I go to the head bone and rotate it, you'll notice that nothing happens, and this is because we've applied two separate objects with two separate tags via one skinning object to one rig, and it will not work unless all of this is in its own null. So I'm going to group this, Control and G, and just by simply grouping it, it will instantly make it work. But you'll notice that because the null has got its own center of access, now we've actually lost the pair of glasses. They've just disappeared. They've kind of vanished off into somewhere. So this is why we would need to make sure that we've got it in the null right from the beginning. So let's just do this. I'm going to just delete this tag for the glasses, and let's just select all three, Control and G. You see that everything is in there as it should be. Now when it's inside the null, I'm going to copy this weight tag with the shift key over to here. You'll notice that it's kind of vanished. This is because the weight tag is already been assigned to the body. So what I want to do is I just want to create its own weight tag so it doesn't interfere with it. So I right click, go to the character tags and click on weight. There's nothing been assigned to it at the moment, and what I'll do is just drag and drop the head bone into there. Now shift, double click, go to joints, select the head, go to options and then apply all. Now when I move the head, the glasses come along for the ride. If these components were outside the null, you can see it does not work. This is because the skin needs to be applied inside an object. And at the moment, the skin is kind of open in the hierarchy space. It's not belonging to anything other than what we've included here. So if it is the scenario that you don't want to have a null, then what you would have to do is you have to make sure that the skin is actually a child of the object. Now when I move the head should move, but the glasses won't. So what I have to do then is I have to create a skin specifically for the glasses also. I'm going to just hold the control, drag and drop that into there. And now the glasses come along for the ride. So the idea of this workflow is that if you don't have your character inside a group null, you have to make sure that each object has a skin as a child to each separate piece of geometry. If you don't want to have to create loads of skin objects, then it's the case of you just making sure that they are grouped. We drag it outside the hierarchy at the top, we select all of them, we put it in the null. Once it's in the null, then that skin object will work for every single piece of geometry that you've got added in the include list. As long as they've got their own weight tags and they've got the correct bone assigned and the weighting applied, everything will work. So that's that scenario. Now I've showed you this, I'm just going to show you the other scenario where it's the same thing, but we've got the torso, the neck, the head and the glasses, and they're all separate objects, but they are inside a null. So to get them to work, we need exactly the same thing to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, character tags, weight. Now I've selected all of them, they've all got their own weight tag. I'm going to select them one at a time. I want the glasses to have the head bone assigned, so there we go, drag and drop. I want the head tag to have the head bone, drag and drop. I want the neck to have the neck bone. I want the torso to have the torso bone. Done. The only thing I have to do now is select the null, hold the control key, go to the character tag and select the skin, and the skin will be added to there. I'm just going to move it to the top. Inside the skin, I want to make sure that I lock the window and drag all of these objects into the include list and make sure that it's set to include. Now that I've done this, I can now go into there and shift click I'm not sure whether I can do multiples. I will try. Let's just select options and apply all, and hopefully that would work. So I'm just going to check this. Yep, the glasses, the heads assigned. Yep, so you can do multiples. That's great. So now that's done, we can now go to the head bone. We can move it and the glasses come along for the ride. And this is all because we've got individual objects inside a null. So the whole principle behind this is that if you want to have multiple accessories that are weighted to the same rig, you must make sure that the accessories are inside a null. If you want to just have one skin object but each have their own individual weighting tags, that's how it works. So I hope that kind of gives you a bit more insight into how the weighting system works and how they're bound to the joints in Cinema 4D. Thanks for watching and bye for now.